So when you talk about rational behavior, there are two question types. Okay, two question types. So what are the two question types? Okay, the first one is marginalist principle. What is marginalist principle? Well, these questions involve MC and MB, marginal cost and marginal benefit. It's actually not so easy to identify where it came from. Okay, sometimes it's very hard to see, is this marginalist or is it not? But we can start with some pointers. Okay, so the nature of marginalist principle questions is typically 3 to 4 marks only. Bearing in mind this is a case study, so 3 to 4 mark questions are very possible, right? Very likely. Okay, and questions usually, you see, I use very broad language, typically, usually, because I cannot set a standard that, oh, all schools will follow this. It doesn't happen that way. Okay, so questions usually specify the need for a marginalist approach. Okay, they will usually tell you. Okay, the diagram can be drawn if the question specifies. Okay, I know this is right from chapter 1, where some of you are having a test on international econs, the last chapter, but it doesn't matter, okay, because we are all moving towards the next exam, which is 100% weightage. Okay, prelims and A-levels, which is also 100% weightage. Okay, in the meantime, your checkpoint test, you can use the resources that we've gone through so far. Okay, so the diagram can be drawn if the question specifies, which means if the question doesn't specify, don't draw a diagram. Unless it's 8 marks, but I already said these questions are usually 3 to 4 marks. The diagram looks like this. MC and B quantity, cost/benefit. Okay? If you're looking at the producer, this can also be MR. Okay? So these are questions which are marginalist. Okay? So we just started. Okay? Yeah. So the last point, okay, last thing you gotta note for such questions, okay, is that your nature of the decision, is typically not once off. I know this one is a bit hard to see. When I say it's not once off, I am saying it's also incremental. What is an incremental decision? An incremental decision is one where you can establish what is an equilibrium quantity. Wow, we didn't know, right? There's so much going into this rational decision in the case study. Okay? You can establish an equilibrium quantity. Like what? Maybe I'll give you an example. Amount of bubble tea to consume. To produce. Okay? It should follow this, but not always the case. Unfortunately, it's not always the case. Okay? So this is what you do.